that's not a problem at all. So it have some variation. I'll probably show you like three. It have plenty, you know. It kind of just like whatever you could come up with that basing around, you know, the main beat. You could call it Kehrwa at all, I guess, right? But it have the different variations. I'll show you a few. So it have so that is din dana tinge dana tinge dana tinge dana din, right? So din da na tin ge da na tin ge dana tin ge dana din, right? So if you want do a little extra, you could instead of the tin, you could hit the rim, so you can get more of a rather than a tin sound, right? So it could be like so, so you could do it like that. So people is do this. So why the first one is more like a build up, I guess you could say, right? Because you're playing multiple, right? So they could play it as normal button hand um style. So you could just be so it could be the both for that could be by or din dana tin ge dana din, right? So that will be din dana tin ge dana din. Now if you want for the tin as well, you can, you know, you can hit the rim and you can give it the little knock sound. Some people like that. It's a style choice. And then well actually yeah. So that you can actually put them together. So if you're doing a song and they reach a little point where, you know, be right before the chorus or something, so you could and transition into the beat, right? So it's pretty simple. Another variation, yes, sorry, the model spoiler. So they could also use it like it have like other parts there, so it have we could do like so you could use a variation of that. Yes, din dana tin na tin ge dana din. Yeah. Din dana tin na tin ge dana din. Yeah, so if you can use it probably like Kawali songs, not like the classicals. It might have a few you could use it in actually, but in like, you know, the Pakistani Kawalis, you know, so it's like, you know, Tumhe dil lagi bu and start off. You do a stylized thing to start off. You know, do you think? But just changing like to like have the bass, right? And then from that you could change small variables and you know, come up with something new. So anything you could come up with as well, be creative, you know. You could change one thing, to a cut, you know. So instead of doing thin, you could do a cut instead, you know. So you could anything could work, man. You don't worry yourself.